Time's up. Admiral.
Here it comes.
By the power of Grayskull!
I am dumping unlimited power into you.
It was one of the first James Bond movies I watched, so I have a bit of a connection to it. And
That's Derby's excuse.
I don't fuck.
It was their first date, Adam. Shut up.
I will stop bringing it up. I don't give a fuck what that wannabe VTuber cunt wants to say. Okay, let me have my moment.
Imagine for a moment, if you will, being Adam's neighbor. You're sitting in your favorite easy chair. Maybe you got a cup of tea, and you're reading your favorite book. And out of nowhere, through the wall, you hear this: "Culturally appropriate my dick."
Dude, that's like a test of strength. That's not gay. That's like I'm gonna grip you. I'm gonna grip you harder than you grip me. We named zombies after you in that game.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, they're these big fat bloaters that sun themselves and they just lay there.
Oh, those are the things that come out of my rainbow's ass.
Brothers and sisters.
Oh no!
I want you to gather around. I want you to gather around and understand that we are in a time of troubles. Know that a darkness has descended upon us, or one may call it a shadow has descended. A shadow that also hides fairy tale communism. And what you must know in order to battle this, that you must join together and understand that when the black man runs through Japan, it may be gay, but it's okay because it's non-binary. And when the hairy-backed, unibrowed, fairest of them all, when she says we can all share in our daily tributes, you must understand that it's okay because she's a half-breed and she hates herself. You must understand that when she says she's the fairest of all, it's because deep down inside she suppresses her whiteness, and that's okay. And that when you are creeping across the tops of the roofs across Japan, and you peek in the window and see that man being sodomized,
wow,
you must understand that it's okay because it's in a video game. And if you are a chud, you must cry hard. And remember, when we get through these dark times, through these shadows, and we leave the communist propaganda behind, when you are out with your family, walking through town, stay away from the pizza joints because you never know when the throat goat may be there. You can understand that throat goats are among us, and they will tempt you with the pizza. But do not listen to them, for they will not deliver on the promises that they make. That is why they are throat goats.
Come.
And then when I'm holding hands with Dermy, it's going to be worse. I did that. I've done that. I have the video here.
Just think of that. You're going to be holding his hand and think about what that hand's been holding. Technically, you touched Dermy's penis.
I want to blow him up. Let me blow him up.
Oh, yeah. Take it.
There we go. All better now. Man, titties are the greatest things on earth.
You know, I wonder why we keep doing this. I wonder why. Why do we keep doing this? I wonder sometimes. What are we getting out of this at this point? Humiliation, horrible memories, threats to our well-being. What are we doing? I don't know. Oh boy, it's Mellow Mondays. We're gonna do our best. I don't know how long we'll go tonight, but we'll do our best. How you doing, Devil?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I actually I think I inadvertently took part of a great moment today on Twitter. I inadvertently did it just for my instincts to push back against the nonsense we've been putting up for the past few years or fighting back against. So all I know is that earlier today, at some point, somebody was posting. Some account was going, "Are you guys all aware that we shouldn't be using the R slur?" And I saw it, and they had their comments protected, or replies protected, so you couldn't reply unless they followed you. So I just did a quote tweet, and I just said "retard," and apparently a lot of people did that because about a little while later, first I thought I'd been blocked. No, this person deleted their account. I'm pretty sure that the pushback was so massive of just probably thousands of people quote tweeting and calling this person a retard. I think it broke them and they deleted their account, and I was a part of it.
Bullying people off the internet.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh. I also got hit for a hate speech on Twitter today when I wasn't even doing hate speech. Dermy posted some pic of a collage of people who I don't know who they are. He said, "What do these people have in common?" And all I said was retarded faggots. And X said, "That's hate speech. We're limiting the views on this." I'm like, but I wasn't talking about Dermy.
I know one was iDubbbz. I'm not quite sure, and one is the VTuber thing, but I'm not.
See, I don't know anything outside what I know. That's why they can show me videos every day on Double D's, and I've never seen them because I don't watch anything. I don't know anybody. So it's just, well, what are we doing here? I wasn't making fun of Dermy. I don't know who these people are. I was trying to give Dermy some interaction points because I was bored for 5 seconds and I thought I'd reply to one of his posts that I saw.
Well, that's exactly it was with me too. I've gone to the point where I'm like, who are these people? You feel like you're not in the know about these things, like Gen Z or X or whatever.
Listen, it's this social media world part of it that I know is there around me, but I don't look at it and I don't know it. So when shit happens, I generally go, "What is this? What am I looking at? I don't know who these people are. I don't know what's going on. Why is this important? Why?" And then when somebody like Dermy covers it, and I'll watch his stream for a little bit, and he talks about this, I go and I ask the question, why are these people famous? Why are we paying attention to these ultimate fucking retards?
Yeah.
And I mean, that I think I would wager to say that's one of the crimes of society right now is that all these drama farmers from Twitch or wherever the fuck they come, could they come from? These are people that don't deserve our attention or any attention. They don't have my attention, but I mean, they don't deserve any of the attention they get because they have those skills. They're nothing but morons and idiots. And I have to hit them.
Dude, like literally sometimes, especially with Dermy, since he's only like what 12, it makes you feel like such a boomer. And I know
I am a boomer.
I mean but like we're boomers, we're age-wise, but we're still, it's not like we're like totally out of the loop. It's not like we don't go on social media or pay attention to pop culture or anything like that. We're not like, sitting in our
culture.
basement.
I get. It's this Twitch social media thing, and I'm not even talking like the VTuber. I know that's an entire world. I just choose not to be interested in it. What I'm talking about are these influencers. That's what this influencer. How did we get here in life that influencers freaking matter?
Have you seen those videos where like it's a dad and he says words and his daughter translates them to uh whatever, and she's sitting there and she's saying glamour farming. I'm all like, what the fuck is glamour farming? Like,
Well, that I
dude,
understand. Well, I mean, I would understand that from an MMO perspective, where maybe you're
oh my god.
farming for cosmetics in or
No, I
glamours
think
in a game. I don't know. That's what it translates
no,
to me as a gamer.
yeah, well, that's exactly it. No, I guess glamour farming is when or something. I might be saying it wrong. I might be.
Okay. Okay.
But essentially, it's when you're sitting there, I guess, trying to get
Wait.
attention
You
or
mean aura
something.
farming? Do you mean aura
Or
farming?
there you go. Aura farming, not glamour farming. Aura
That
farming. Like
that
I'm all like,
bigotry.
what the
That
fuck is that?
aura farming. The word aura
That's
farming
the
is one of
word.
the most retarded fucking things I've heard. I only know it come about because these retarded fake anime fan accounts walk around saying Piccolo, he's always aura farming, or this
Yeah,
character's
there
always
you
aura
go.
farming, and I want to reach out and slap them in the head and say, "Shut the fuck up."
And ever since I've heard that video, I've heard it 2 more times. I'm like, what? Where did this
Yeah.
come from? What is it? Like, it's
I think it came out of fake anime fan culture is where it came
ah,
from, and it's translated into other things. That's where I first heard it for annoying shill fake anime stands pretending to be fans of shit, going, "Oh my god, this aura farming is intense. Oh, this person's always aura farming," and now they put it in front of these stupid fugly bitches who are always got their clothes that look like shit and too much fucking plastic surgery. Oh my
oh my
god, they're aura
god,
farming.
I'm so over the world.
I'm not over the world. I just wish I want to go back to the 80s and the 90s when shit made sense. Where if you had done something, you earned the attention you got, not this influencer bullshit just because you got lucky. And I'm gonna say it, people like this got lucky, got enough attention to create their little internet personas, their little internet fiefdoms, their social media fiefdoms that they rule over. And they've managed to hold on to it, and the term influencer was coined, so they have influence on things. And what do they have influence on? I mean, the people that follow them, they don't actually do anything.
my nausea.
They don't actually do anything. So for half a second today, when I believed that I helped drive some moron off of social media, it felt good because I called them a retard. Oh my god, use the R slur. We live in a world where there's somebody who says the R slur. I mean, it's one thing to say the N word because it's something we've all had to deal with for a very long time, an actual racial slur that, it's an ugly word. I'll say it, but in the end, it actually existed and meant something. It had a real true negative connotation for a period of time. Now, maybe not so much because the way it gets used all the time and its abbreviations. But the word retard literally just meant I'm calling you an idiot and I'm
Yeah.
calling you stupid. That's what it meant for 20 goddamn years.
Yeah. All the definition of it is stunted, right? I mean, it's nothing bad. It's somehow got a bad connotation. Now it's the R word.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. It's
Yeah. You're,
I mean,
you're not ready
what
the
was
R word, are you? The R slur. I don't think he's here yet.
What are we talking about?
The R slur. We're bad people because we use the R slur. Retard.
I don't give a fuck what retards say.
Yeah, I know exactly. Did you see that thing today? Because you're on X a lot. Did you see that thing where that person said the quote, "I can't believe that people are forgetting we shouldn't be using the R slur," and everybody quote tweeted them retard, and they nuked their account. I was a part of it.
No, I can't say I have.
You missed that one? Yeah,
was that like very recent?
Like a few hours ago.
Oh, okay, yeah, then I probably didn't see that because I was like, my sleep schedule's a little fucked at the moment.
Yeah, I felt glorious because I think I drove somebody who is too sensitive to be on the internet all away from the internet, and it felt good. I contributed. I did a good deed for the day. But all right, we're here. We got some people. I have no real topics. I have mere conversation starters tonight. That's all I have. That's all I got. So when Sam gets here, I know he shared something earlier that I guess I will bring up, but so I'll bring up a conversation starter.
There's
What?
also one thing I have to show you because you're one of the few people, since you're a cook, that will understand my pain seeing it. So
Okay, well,
I'll
why don't we
show
start with that?
later.
Let's do that now. Let's get that out of the way. Let's do that. I'll do
All
that.
right. I have to go down and get it.
Because what I have, the 4 things I have could send us down rabbit holes. So I don't want to forget it.
I totally forgot about it last week. I
okay.
found it a couple weeks ago, and I was all like, "Oh my god, this can only." Adam might be the only other person who knows my true pain seeing this. Where is it?
I know true pain. Well, dude, how you doing, Buck?
I've been doing all right for the most part. Honestly, I'm ready to just start the new week and try to survive. I played a little bit of a little bit more of RoboCop today, which was a nice palate cleanser after everything. Did a little bit more work on the book, which.
Look who's here. Hi.
Oh, hey there.
You're early. Okay. Sorry, yeah. Keep going. Sam's appearance surprised me. I was expecting for another 20 minutes.
Usually another hour for me.
Well, that's good. I mean, yeah, I started playing RoboCop earlier today. One of these days, I'll get around to playing that. One of these days.
Yeah. I would say you would enjoy it.
Oh, I'm sure I would.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I know. I don't know if you did say this. If you said that like first-person shooters are not your cup of tea.
Not really, but this is RoboCop. This is different. This is something I know and understand. So
right. I would say that it's not entirely all that. Like sure, it's like a main component, but like there's a lot of downtime, especially like little side missions and stuff to do that has a little bit of a RPG sort of element to it. I don't know. You would at least get a kick out of it. I know that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I only reason I never pulled the trigger when it first came out is because 1, I couldn't afford it. But 2, and now it's at the point where it's gone long enough that at some point it'll be really inexpensive for me to grab, and I'll pull the trigger then. Oh,
that's fair enough.
Oh, you're gonna cry.
What have you given? What is?
I got RoboCop for nothing. But that's because I've got I pay Sony an exorbitant amount of money for bullshittery every month. So
yeah, I mean, I could have done that, but I'd rather not rent it. If I'm going to get it, I'm just going to get it.
That's not a rental.
Oh, well, PSN Plus is it's there until it's gone. Is the thing, So I mean,
yeah.
All right, hang on. Devil has given us this. What is this? What is this?
It's horrific.
All right.
Some people should not be allowed in kitchens. Let's just say.
She's watching. Yeah, I've seen this kind of shit.
Oh, it gets worse.
Put soap on the fucking.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, I've done videos like this. I've seen this. That is, first of all, why are you buying that tube of meat? That is like the worst meat you can buy.
Oh no.
Then the soap.
The knife was a red flag already for me.
Yeah, the prismatic knife. I mean, listen, I will wash vegetables. I'll spray a little soap because one time I bought a package of cherry tomatoes and I saw little fruit flies running around. I'm like, okay, I'm rinsing these off with a little bit of soap. And ever since then, I just do it on things that it's got an outer skin. It's fine. I rinse it off thoroughly. But you don't put soap on fucking meat. Oh my God.
Your best thing to do is vinegar. Get white vinegar. You mix it with a little water. Put your vegetables or fruits in there. It will kill any bacteria. It will wash anything off, and it's totally natural. There's no badness to it.
Actually, vinegar is a viable alternative to bleach in most situations.
Yeah. But putting soap on meat like that.
No, yeah.
Oh God.
It's in there. It's in there. It's that's ground meat.
I soap up my meat.
Well, that's different. You're keeping it clean. But I mean, no, listen, like the only time I'll even put water on any sort of protein is one, if you are in an industrial kitchen and you got to defrost things quickly, you can run water on frozen chicken and defrost it quickly. That's something. Of course, my water bill doesn't allow that. Two, when I get like a whole chicken and you gotta get it, I'll run some water when I'm cleaning out the cavity just to clean out the guts on the inside. I'll run a little water through the cavity. That's about it. I'm not gonna. There's no fucking soap going on it. This is insane.
Anybody who knows cooking, water washes away flavor. By washing your meat like that, you're washing away your flavor. It's so bad. But yeah, if I literally saw a girl I was dating doing that, it's done.
Look at her fucking nails. I see that nail right there.
Like,
There's bacteria under those nails right there. That shit ain't clean anyway. Her hands ain't fucking clean.
Oh God.
Nuh-uh. That's vile. That is disgusting.
scratch your ass crack.
All right. Okay. All right. So I do have conversation starters, and now that we're all here, I'll go with this one instead, because superheroes are the topic of conversation these days. This one came across my feed earlier in the week. I thought, okay, this is perfect. I'm going to bring this one up. We'll get a good discussion in this one. Who you got? Avengers or Justice League?
Oh, Justice League.
Justice
okay,
League.
all
I
right.
mean, these are fucking gods.
Hold up. Okay, so we are strictly going off who's on the image, right?
This is the lineup. Yes, I'm playing.
Okay.
The game is this is your lineup. Now,
Okay, so
I mean, I admit, Scarlet Witch, if she's batshit crazy, is a game changer.
Okay, well,
But I feel like Martian Manhunter is a perfect counter to her insanity. Gets in her head, it's over.
all right. So I just gotta go through this lineup here. So T'Challa, Hawkeye, Cap. Okay. Damn, that's.
People have been throwing
Yeah,
they've been throwing out all this Alex Ross art around, and this is the one that caught my eye.
Yeah,
This
Alex
is-
Ross's art is all over the internet, and he's fantastic. He always has been.
yeah. It's always peak.
Mhm. Read
Yeah,
Kingdom Come, folks.
I would say the Justice League has a little bit more of an advantage on this one. Like, yeah, you have Scarlet Witch who can fuck shit up, but beyond her, like, sure, Thor and Iron Man could give Clark a headache, but not enough to stop him, I would say. And then, of course, you have Wonder Woman, who's like kind of in that secondary Superman level strength.
Yeah.
He's close enough. Yeah, they got a little bit more. They got a little more juice in the tank there. So
That's the thing. I mean, you think about it like this. I'm going to take one thing out of the equation. Of course, Batman with planning defeats everybody because he's fucking Batman. We'll just take that. But I mean, I look at this lineup and I feel as though Superman bodies half of them in a second.
Oh yeah.
and at the very least, even if you were to say that he's like occupied with one of them, like say if he's facing Thor or whatnot, the others are still strong powerhouses of their own. I mean, like, as much as we like to make fun of Aquaman here and there, he's not exactly a slouch when it comes down to
He's
it.
got mega strength
and durability, and he's very, very. The dude grew up in the depths of the ocean. Like his density is comparable to some of the others.
Yeah, and he's not gonna be stupid like Namor was in the old ass Spidey cartoon where he got tricked into jumping into a pool of wine.
Yeah. But I'd also point out too that, like, Scarlet Witch. So aside from the chaos magic thing, which is something she learned, her actual mutant ability is affecting probability, right? So while she could affect probability, there are a couple of problems with that on the other side, right? Probability is something that Hal Jordan overcomes constantly. That's his whole shtick, is his willpower, right? He overcomes the odds. That's all he does. So, like, I mean, that alone would be enough to kind of put a hink in her works. Maybe not stop her, put a hink in her works. But we also know that she is prone to mental breakdown and intrusion, and the Justice League on that panel right there has one of the most powerful telepaths in comics ever.
Yep, Martian Manhunter. That's why I said Martian Manhunter neutralizes the threat. The biggest threat, in my opinion, is Wanda, and John neutralizes her.
And Thor's right after Wanda.
And honestly, I think Wonder Woman could take her. In fact, if I remember correctly, Wonder Woman, did she beat Thor in that crossover fight? I don't remember, because I think didn't she get the hammer?
Which crossover? No,
I don't remember. I know I was a kid and I picked it up in a Beat Dalton and I was thumbing through it and I read it for like.
If you're talking about the amalgam age, no.
Yeah, that's it.
Essentially, the hammer gets picked up by Soups at a certain point.
I just remember that it was like it ended up being Wonder Woman versus Storm, and she had the hammer, and she's like, "This is cheating. I'm not going to use it."
Oh, right. You know what? I think I do remember that. Yeah.
I mean, I was a kid, so and I just randomly picked it up, and I was like, "Oh shit! All these heroes from these opposite things are fighting each other. I'm going to look this."
Yeah, but Storm isn't on Thor's level by a long shot. I mean, she's a mutant, and she's really, really powerful mutant. But if you can get past her powers, right, she's a mortal woman.
Yeah, but I just remember that panel. No, that's what I'm remembering. So, but my point is though, I think Wonder Woman did beat Thor, or maybe she picked up the hammer after Superman. Oh, I remember that one. Superman fought Hulk in that one. That's what I remember.
Yeah, Superman beat Hulk in that one.
He beat him. Yeah.
I don't know if physically. I mean, she's obviously strong, but so is he. I don't know physically how they stack up against each other. All I know is if Superman is able to pick up the hammer, which he should be able to because he fits the criteria of why certain people can pick it up and certain can't. But if you take Mjolnir and throw it with the amount of strength that Superman can put behind a throw, could you imagine what that hammer would do?
Yeah,
I mean, it's already, even with Thor's strength, it's already capable of flying between worlds.
Yeah,
at ridiculous speeds.
Yeah,
so I guess it's safe to say that Justice League is winning this match.
I think JLA wins it, man.
So.
I think they do. And I mean, let's take the big brains. Tony's a genius, but Batman's smarter.
Well, hold up. It's actually it's not just that, because like of the Justice League, I mean, Batman is smarter, but he's not the only genius on that roster. I mean, Barry is very smart in his own right.
Mm-hmm.
You have Martian Manhunter, who's very intelligent from being an alien.
Clark thinks at near light speed.
Well, that's the thing. On this lineup of the Avengers, they don't have a speedster to counter Barry.
But here's also the thing is, they did this show where they were putting animals against each other, and even though a tiger's bigger, they said a lion would win. Why? Because a lion has to fight its whole life, a male lion, to keep the women and stuff like that, so it actually competes. Tigers live very solitary lives, so they don't have to fight any other cat, essentially, or large predator. So even though the lion's smaller, it would probably take a tiger, is the theory. It's the same thing with Batman and Iron Man. Iron Man is intelligent, super intelligent, but Batman, all he does is use his intelligence to outsmart people.
Figure out ways. That's why Batman wins planning every time. Batman wins.
So his intelligence is different than what Iron Man is coming with. Iron Man is coming with...
because usually half the time, Batman's got to like deal with crazy super level threats in his own town half the time, and he's always trying to find a way to circumvent it, where Tony sure he does that sometimes, but not to the degree like Batman has.
And Legatus, no, it's only these lineups. We're not calling in anybody from any other side. It's only these lineups in front of us. No tagging.
Otherwise, we could bring in Quicksilver for the Avengers. Because
exactly.
At one time, although he did get his ass kicked by the Flash in that crossover.
He did. Okay. Yeah, I was in the B Dalton and I didn't read the whole thing.
And then we could bring in Sentry to take on Superman. And
Quicksilver's top speed is like 600 or 700 miles an hour.
God damn! You know, Devil, that fucking Sentry taking on Superman thing. I swear, it's like this thing I've noticed is it's become the new like, can he take on Goku meme. I've
I
seen.
hate that. I fucking hate that.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like when Sentry popped up and like people were noticing him, I kept hearing can he take on Superman? And it's like, well, is this the new fucking meme? It's like, can he take on Omni-Man? Can he take on Homelander? It's like, god damn, dude.
Oh,
Well, no, it's the only reason why I
go ahead.
pointed out is because Marvel actually has multiple ones that they consider their Superman. You have him. You have the what's that one with the
Blue Marvel?
Yeah, Blue Marvel, but there's also another one that is an alien and has similar powers. Anyway, the point is there's these OP, very strong flying, super
You talking about
strength
Guardian
laser.
from the Shi'ar Empire.
He's one of them too, but there's another one. The one with has the belt that has the nuclear sign, but
Superion or something.
yeah, I think that's his name. He's the same thing.
Fuck.
No, then it's not that. No, what is his name? God damn,
Hyperion, I think it is.
Hyperion, there you go.
Yeah, Superion's the combiner for the aerial bots.
Hyperion. Yeah, so they have multiple that are like Superman-ish, but I was just using him because he was the first one that popped in my head. But yeah, if you're gonna sit there and bring other people in, you would just try to counter each one. It would just keep going and going and going. Justice League would bring in this person, they'd bring in that person.
I mean, and eventually we get to like the Eternals versus the New Gods, and I mean it gets messy.
Yeah. That's why we're limiting it to just who's on camera right here. Who's on
yeah.
screen.
Right. But Batman can take. Everybody on the Justice side can take Hawkeye. Hawkeye's not a problem. Hawkeye's just kind of there. And out without his suit, Tony's just a really smart, squishy dude.
Yes.
Cap and T'Challa are probably the only two genuine like superhumans because Wanda's a mutant, right? She's not really even the same species. Vision's an android, and Thor's not even from their same plane of existence. He's, so of the actual humans, the only ones that are truly superhuman are Cap and T'Challa, and the only ones they're even close to being on the level of or greater than is Batman physically.
Because
I mean, wasn't it like literally the crossover book, like Batman and Cap fought, and they fought
to a standstill.
Yeah, because they were just equally bashed to the point that they were like predicting each other's moves. I mean, that shows you the level
because that's
there.
what the super soldier serum does, right? It brings you to the peak of human potential, right? Whereas Batman physically trained to reach the peak of human potential, so he's right on that edge.
You've got the perfect soldier who can read your moves, and the detective who's going to read your moves. So I mean,
detective who's also a ninja.
yeah. So I mean that's why they equal out in the end there. And
but I mean, if you wanted to, Flash could take care of pretty much the entire
entire
adventures in one go.
That's the problem. People kind of sleep on how dangerous any of the Flash, Wally, Barry, how any of them could freaking be. Because there's a great episode remember when it's a second season Unlimited where Luthor and Wally swap brains. And Luthor is in the body of Wally West there, and he figures out immediately how to vibrate through shit.
Yeah, take out people's hearts.
Yeah, and
which is something
realize,
that
shit,
Reverse Flash does regularly. But this is Barry. I'm pretty sure because he's got the white circle and not the red one.
Oh yeah, it's probably Barry. I would assume it's Barry. But I mean, so yeah, this is to me it was as soon as I saw it was easy. As much as I like the Avengers, I love the Justice League more, and I understand them more.
Look, he was possessed by Parallax at the time, but Hal Jordan murdered the entire Green Lantern Corps at one point. Right?
Oh God, yeah.
Barry Allen outran the death of the fucking universe. A version of Superman, and I mean, like, pick a version. They're all like OP, but a version of Superman literally punched a hole through reality once. Diana can't die; she's a goddess. Aquaman not only is physically, imposing as a lot of these other guys, but he literally commands the seas, all of them, right? And Martian Manhunter, like I said, world-class thinker. He's very smart. He's probably one of the most powerful telepaths ever conceived. He's a shapeshifter. He can control his density like Vision does, but probably to a greater degree because he was
he could also shapeshift.
born into a race that can do that.
And Vision can't shapeshift, so
right. I mean, like, and he's every bit as physically strong as Superman is. Two of the people on the Justice League can shoot laser beams out of their faces.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of Marvel and the concept of the heroes in Marvel more, but even I can admit that if you put these two teams against each other, Justice League would kick their ass. It's just that simple.
I mean, the Marvel heroes, they got to work harder to win shit, and they really do need their teams to win shit.
Isn't that kind of like the appeal? Like the Justice League, they're sort of gods among men, and like the Avengers and all the Marvel characters are more like they're underdogs, kind of growing up to be like the tall tales they are, sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a nobility that the Justice League carries with them that will keep them in check. That the Avengers don't have. Almost everybody on that screen for the Avengers side has killed, usually in battle, but they have all killed.
I think the closest depending on what stage you are, Aquaman would kill a motherfucker. He would kill a motherfucker, especially if it's...
Oh, yeah, Aquaman absolutely would do it. But,
and in some way, and Hal would also kill somebody, too.
Hal has been forced to, but Hal is a space cop.
Yeah, so he did that. But we know that Superman will not kill. Batman will not kill. Wonder Woman, I think she'll kill.
Wonder Woman has killed lots of people too, but my point is, it's like
that's a war.
There's a standard that they hold themselves to as a team that the Avengers. I mean, they're called the Avengers. They get down and dirty sometimes, right? The only one of them who can hold his head up high and has also killed probably more than any of them combined because he was a fucking soldier first is Steve Rogers.
Yeah, but he did it for his country,
right?
And he was fighting in World War II, did it for his country, and therefore it had a purpose. And unlike, let's say, Clint, who could be considered an assassin in some way, shape, or form.
I mean, he did start out as a criminal who only really got into it because he had a crush on Black Widow and was a simp for the start of his career.
Sure. Yeah, but I don't even know why they would have Wanda on the team anyway. She's gone crazy and murdered people multiple times. At one point, she wiped something like 80% of all the mutants out.
My guess
not wipe them out, she depowered them.
She demutant gened them, made them human.
My guess is that Alex Ross did this picture because of if Vision was there, he put Wanda in there just because of their history. That's why. That's my guess. Why he included her. Honestly,
it's a striking image.
Also, it's a very classic Wanda outfit, So
yeah,
just covering up them bosoms though with them babies and babies that should not exist. These are figments of her fucking imagination.
Yeah, well, it's just...
oh boy. All right, so I knew this one would generate a good conversation.
Speaking of which, Adam, have you ever heard of Death Battle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the whole Deku versus Miles thing that just went around?
Oh my god, that shit was so funny.
I've seen pieces of it because I just can't stand to look at Miles Morales and his.
Oh no! Here's the thing: he didn't win.
Powers. Deku won. I know Deku won. Rightfully so, because Deku has his. I mean, I still have the final part to watch because it's coming out in a couple months. The final part, because I've avoided the manga and I've avoided all spoilers for the end of My Hero Academia, so I haven't seen Deku use everything, but Deku at least trained and was. It's logical he has his powers. Fucking Miles Morales in his goddamn comic run, they just keep giving him shit to deal with the greater threats. Oh, I can make an energy sword now.
They keep
fuck up.
They keep trying to throw in all these bullshit anime powers to him, but it doesn't work. And oh my god, when he lost, I audibly was like, yeah.
Oh yeah, everybody with a brain is like, hell yeah.
I just loved it out of pure spite for Miles' character. I was like, yes, yes.
Yeah, I assume that the Miles Morales crowd were weeping and wailing.
Oh
at his
yeah,
loss.
no, it was ridiculous because like
I don't think those are real people.
Yeah, I saw one popular Twitter account just talk about it. Go like, yeah, it's pretty obvious that Deku would win, you know. And people were trying to go like, well, Miles has like Deku kid's not that strong. He couldn't even handle like characters from Invincible, and it's like,
Oh, dude, don't fucking start that shit. That's like the shit where I see Omni-Man and Homelander bumping fists as they go up against the entire Marvel roster. And I like the phrase that dude Spider-Man would body both of them if he cut loose.
Did you see the death battle with Omni-Man versus Homelander?
No,
oh yeah,
I
that shit was
haven't.
funny.
Holy shit, it was funny as hell. So Homelander basically gets his shit pushed in immediately.
Well, yeah, because it was the fucking thing that Devil said about the tiger and the lion. You know, like Homelander was the tiger. He's never had to fight anybody on his level of strength before regularly. Omni-Man does that shit on a regular.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Also, you kind of don't kill the dude's like MILF wife. That kind of like makes you a little pissed off.
Yeah, it was still pretty fucking funny. Everybody's shilling for Homelander. He ain't nearly as powerful as people think he is. But in terms of like scaling goes, anyway.
In his universe, he's strong, but if you compare him with other mega strength and ability users similar to his, he's like a minnow in the ocean compared to these guys.
Yeah, and that's just the only thing. Deal with it. Like in his own universe, sure, he's very strong, and like there's not a whole lot people could do to counter that. But you throw him in the big boy pond, he ain't making it out of there alive.
No, he's not. No, he's not. And that's why I like that one. It's like there, as a comparison, there are Marvel characters that could take him out.
Y'all. There definitely are. And you know what's funny to me too is that fans of Homelander are usually fans of the Amazon version of Homelander. Most of them have not read the comic books, and most of them do not understand that Homelander and the rest of the Seven were a tongue-in-cheek deconstruction of the Justice League.
Yeah,
which means that they're all inferior.
Yeah, that whole the whole boys comic was created as
by a guy who hates Cape Comics.
It's
not
for superheroes.
Not exactly. He didn't hate Cape Comics. He hated the industry, not the comics themselves.
Yeah.
Well, no, because here's the thing: if he didn't like superhero shit, the motherfucker would not still be writing Punisher comics here and there and stuff.
Punisher's barely superhero shit, dude. That's straight up street.
I don't know, man. I feel like when you got a character like that interacts with characters like Spider-Man and whatnot, like yeah, we could call it a, you know.
I think that he just does that because he has to, because it's a company requirement that they interact.
I don't know, man. I don't think that's a company requirement for Garth Ennis to write a Punisher book every now and then if he feels like it. Like, I don't think you would do. That's like saying Adam hates like making, I don't know, pecan pies, you know, but every now and then he'll make one. You know, that doesn't make sense.
I hate peanut butter, but I eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
I'm just saying, like, I don't believe I don't believe Garth Ennis actually hates superheroes, or like he hates I believe he hates the industry behind it, like the people behind it, not the actual like characters.
Let me revise then. At the time he wrote it, he was in a pretty angry state of mind. Let's put it that way.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. That's why I'm saying that he was angry with the industry. So yeah, he'll make these tongue-in-cheek like characters and whatnot, you know, to poke fun at stuff. All right, but at the end of the day, the book was still, you know, good for what it was. Oh yeah, sure, there was some really, really fucked up wild stuff as is, but you know, there was like a reason to it.
Like the fact that 3 of the 7, not just one, mouth raped Starlight.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was.
Oh, you haven't read the book?
I don't know
have
any.
you?
I don't watch The Boys. I never read the comic because I had
It's
zero
just-
interest. So
I mean, the general vibe is that like most of the heroes and the boys are fucked up, deranged people, and
Yeah.
there's only like a few people that are not. And even this, I mean, they had one guy who was basically your Batman, Iron Man, like
Tech
copy.
Knight.
Yeah, Tech Knight.
Knight was probably one of the worst of them. He. You remember in Robot Chicken that robot that humps everything?
yeah, the humps
It's
the
like
washing
that,
machine.
except he takes his dick out and penetrates.
Oh god.
And that's why
Well,
he's not allowed to have a young sidekick anymore.
Oh lord.
Well, he at least went out like a champ,
Yeah,
trying
he
to
fucked a
fucking act-
meteor to death.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, he went to he like the meteor was about to hit Earth. He flew up there and tried to fuck it and stop the meteor.
Oh no, he did. He succeeded. He died doing it, but he succeeded.
Yeah, so he went out with a
Yeah,
bang.
I guess that's how you finish.
Hey, I mean, to be
there's
fair,
shit in that comic that they will never put in the show just because logistically it's really difficult.
It's over
to
now.
do.
This is the last season coming up.
well, it's not just they would put it in because it's just there. It's because they recontextualized the fuck out of it where it's
Mhm.
barely recognizable from its original source material.
Sure.
Because Tech Knight was in the show, but they just
sort of.
yeah,
he was there.
well, he was there, but you didn't get to see him in his cool power suit or anything. They just used him as a perfect excuse to play the fascist Batman card.
I mean that, and he was gonna rape a knife hole on a guy he had tied up in his basement.
Man.
Yeah, and
Wow,
they
that's
played
a
that
lot
for
of stuff.
laughs.
Yeah.
And then they expected people to side with Starlight when she got angry that Huey fucked a shapeshifter that looked like her, and he didn't know, not realizing that technically he got raped. Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
The Boys was awesome, guys. You gotta watch it.
All right,
Some of
I
the
gotta,
comic book is.
Since we are talking comics, I got this one, and this one kind of bugs me right here. I picked this one up earlier today. So I saw they've announced that Dynamite is going to do a supernatural comic, but it's gonna take place between seasons 1 and 2.
Oh, God.
And listen,
Why?
this is
so
like
Yellow Eyes is back. God damn it!
oh, but I mean, even that it's basically it's the equivalent to me of a prequel. Anything they do in this is effing meaningless.
Well,
I mean, the
We should just let the
Winchesters
property
aren't going to be in
die.
any danger at all. It's in between season 1 and 2.
yeah, like what the fuck? This is not. Why?
I don't get
Like,
it.
Wait a minute. Hold up. 1 and 2?
Which
Yeah,
doesn't make
1 and
any
2,
sense
so
considering
he'd
how
still be-
season 1 and season 2 end. It doesn't make any sense.
What?
Yeah.
Literally, didn't they just start back to back?
Yes,
Yes.
I mean, literally, they're in the hospital at the beginning of season 2.
And their
What the
dad
fu-
sells his soul.
Wait,
to
how
say-
the
yeah.
Yeah,
how
yeah.
the fuck is any of that? You can't put a story between those
Thank
two
you.
seasons. No
Thank
fucking
you.
way.
Thank you. This makes
Yeah.
no sense.
What the fuck? Like, if you maybe put, like, no way, you can't do it with this. It maybe you did something like, I don't know, you base it around the time frame of when Dean was in hell for quote unquote 40 years.
Well, let's see.
In hell, that would be more interesting to do for a book. But this is like, what the fuck?
They should
if
let it
You
die.
literally picked the
Yeah.
worst time frame ever to set your comic in, like, because there's nothing there. There's no. It was
I-
literally minutes.
I think that the reason that they're talking about, like when they say in between season 1 and 2, I don't think that they're thinking that far. Like whoever wrote this isn't thinking that like that in depth, right? They're thinking of the finale of season 1 and the opener of season 2 as one story. So my guess would be it would be in between the end of the opener for season 2 and the rest of it. And at that time, this was before they got super into the
Heaven and hell and all that
serialized
shit,
shit,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, it was kind of that, but it was also they were still doing regular Monster of the Week more than they were doing the serialized story, which is kind of, I think, probably why they're thinking that around that time, because otherwise random stories in that universe don't really work, because in later seasons there's no time to breathe, right? It's all serialized, right? It's boom, 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 and I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I think they should just let the property die. I frankly think the television show should have ended at season 8 instead of season 15 with that bullshit ending.
Honestly, if I take the whole thing in, it should have just ended at season 5 with the story they had in place. I mean,
I will give you that. Yeah,
I'm just talking logically right now. I'm just talking logically. There were still a lot of great moments.
Yeah, they should have ended it
season.
when Kripke left.
Yeah, and because he hadn't lost his mind yet.
Well, it was only supposed to go 5 seasons in the fucking first place, man. And then Sarah Gamble came and took over, and she's like, "Well, what are we going to do for?" This is why season 6 sucks, by the way, and feels like it has no direction, because it doesn't. They don't really pick again until season 7. And then 7 was pretty good. I think 8 was pretty solid. After that, it's all downhill.
Yeah. Once you get into seasons 11, 12, 13, the politics start to seep in of the times. And it just loses.
Yeah, if you know where to look, it's actually much earlier in the show. But yeah.
True. But I mean, it really starts to seep in. And it's just all I wanted was it to be good. I mean, honestly, I've seen it all the way. Well, I've seen it, several parts of it all the way through. I haven't done a rewatch of everything past, I want to say 7 or 8, because there was in syndication for a while and I'd leave it on and watch it. But then when I was watching regularly, I just watched it all the way through. And I was just holding on at the end, just okay, I just need to finish it at this point. I've been on this train for this long. I'm going to finish it. And then I was so disappointed by the end of it. And
so I got a question for those of you who watched the whole thing. What posts, like let's just what later character was introduced that you think was a good character? Because there have been a lot of characters introduced, but I think the last really good one was Benny in season 8.
Benny was good. I mean, the whole idea that a vampire being good is cool, and him and Dean had that bond that they made.
He's a vampire.
Vampire.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know.
My favorite has to be, in terms of overall fun, Crowley.
Crowley was introduced in. Yeah, he was around when they introduced the Crossroads idea, right? He wasn't the first Crossroads demon.
They only mentioned
it was a girl originally.
Yeah, it was a couple of different girls, I think, originally.
But I mean, Crowley becomes more prominent by
season 5.
And then he continues on. So I included him there because Crowley had so many reoccurring great moments.
Sure,
that Crowley
until they cut him in season 9. Yeah,
completely. Of course, if you say Crowley, then of course I'm gonna say Rowena, because also I want to do all kinds of things for Rowena, all kinds of things.
I didn't ask your boner, Adam.
Well, you're gonna get that answer anyway. You know that.
I don't know, because like I'm trying to think of like you're thinking like the recent additions, and the problem is any characters I actually like that were part of the reoccurring ones,
they all died.
They all got started right in the fucking early seasons. Like like the brothers are good. Castiel was good. Crowley was good. I even like goddamn Meg and her fucking crazy dynamic later down the line. You know,
I liked later Meg way better than like new Meg, or original Meg. Yeah.
That's why.
New
Meg
got annoying.
Later Meg.
Her presentation got annoying. Yeah. And
I don't know, like
when they killed off Bobby, that was like, why'd you kill off Bobby?
I don't know. Although I feel like
it did lead to one of the greatest lines ever of the Bobbies are loose. The Bobbies are loose. and they're angry. I did love that line. The Bobbies are loose and they're angry.
Yeah,
Bobby was one of the greatest fucking characters in television history. I don't care who you ask.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just hard to think of a character a new introductory character that was like worked, because either they die way too fucking soon, like Rufus, and you're like, God damn it, like I liked him, and then he just fucking dies like that, or they just kind of aren't that interesting, like Kevin, which was like, I don't know, Kevin outlived his usefulness the first time, and then they brought him in again for more tablet bullshit, and it's like, all right, we're just rehashing the same fucking plot, man.
And then we're just gonna kill him off too, because we need another prophet, and we have to do this, and then you get Boogertron, and God damn it, Boogertron. That was the bringing back. The worst thing they did was reintroducing God and all that shit. That was like some of the worst shit.
Yeah, Chuck was way better as the bumbling idiot author, prophet than he was as God. Like I just couldn't take him seriously as God.
Yeah,
I feel like they were definitely. I feel like they shouldn't have. If you're ever going to introduce God, I would say you do it like literally final episode of the series at best, because it's way better when you don't really show him as a character. You just sort of have other characters like speak through him via messages and shit.
Perfect example. Season 4 into the transition, season 4 into season 5. It was God that saves them at the end of season 4, and you start season 5. It was God. And it's better that you know that he did it and not ever see him.
Right. 100%. Plus, I think it undercuts
all
those fun things with Chuck and Becky at the convention. Right. That shit was hilarious. But like, it's now going back watching that, I know that that's God, and I know that he's just fucking with these two out of spite and boredom. Right. And it just completely sucks the fun out of those older episodes.
Yeah. And that's why making Chuck God was just dumb. And yes, was what's her name who played God's sister? Suddenly forgot her name.
Oh yeah. Jennifer Hale, I think, right?
No, not Jennifer. No, not Jennifer Hale. No. She's unfortunately she's in Mandalorian. She played the engineer.
The Smith.
Shit, I can't remember.
It gives her the E. Amelia. I had like a. So when she was God's sister, they had that she was smoking hot, and that was somewhat forgivable. But it just the whole idea of God's sister and all this stuff. It's breaking. It fucks with the power scaling. It just fucks with it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they were long since fucking with that.
I know. You're right. But I mean,
they had like anime levels of power scaling in that show, man.
But the problem.
No. Well, here's the thing. Okay, like it was kind of crazy that like season 5 they are like fighting the horsemen of the apocalypse and the devil, but like you could still go for it. Like, but it's like what? And as it progressed, I think maybe was Leviathans were season 7, right?
That was 6. That was 6.
No, they were 7.
No,
season 6 was Soulless Sam.
Oh,
yeah.
You're right.
I would say like right after the Leviathan stuff, which was still pretty manageable, I would say, as a threat level. They just started doing really wild shit with the power scales. Like suddenly it's like they're facing a new fucking all-knowing destruction every 2 seconds, and it's like, okay, we're stretching the barriers of what two bumfucks in an Impala can do against like all of these crazy fucking things.
Well, it's like you keep going the Mark of Cain and all that kind of stuff. And while
the guy who played Cain was fine, but the inclusion of that storyline wasn't very good.
Yeah. But I mean, and then you get like Demon Dean, which was cool. Or when Dean gets the first blade, he becomes just this incredible killing machine, which was really cool. But you just keep going farther and farther and farther, and then you have to drop them back down. And then it's the problem with dealing with this type of situation. You always have to keep finding something bigger and badder when in the end, God is all you have left.
Well, I've told that to Sam before, that I love the show, watched it through multiple times, But that's exactly it. Why didn't they stick to the formula of season 1 for multiple seasons? It would have been a great show if they just hunted monsters, a new monster each week for freaking 6 seasons before they started getting into the freaking OP
Yeah,
I
remember when
mean,
they
you
did
know what they
Urban
could have
god
done?
level
They
shit.
could have done like the first one arcs way sooner, like the first vampire, the first werewolf, all that type of shit. They could have done that for a bunch of years early on, and worked their way up to basically Judeo-Christian mythology.
I think
Yeah.
I think the problem is like once they started, because like the first 2 seasons were dedicated to Yellow Eyes and demons, which was still pretty like low level in comparison to everything else. And then the third one was all about trying to get Dean out of his contract, which was still demons but relatively small. I think it's like once they start flirting around with angels and shit.
Armageddon.
Like,
We're getting to once it's Armageddon, and then you gotta
season
yeah,
4.
like once they started flirting with that, they got a little taste in there. We're like, I
the
want a little
apocalypse.
more of
sorry,
that.
the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Don't
then
get me
the
wrong.
apocalypse-
I liked Lucifer. Mark Pellegrino was fantastic.
Mark Pellegrino is incredible.
He sold that
as
character
Lucifer.
to me. Like,
Hey,
he was
hey, Double,
brilliant.
did he do a good representation of you?
No, I'm not
Do
ginger.
you not have that kind of skin problem? You gotta jump bodies every couple of minutes because you keep melting off.
No.
Yeah, say yes, Sam. Say yes.
But Pellegrino was fantastic as
he was the
as
best
Lucifer.
thing in season 5. He was the best thing of season 5,
Like
and beyond when they kept bringing him back.
Of all the villains that they encountered, I think probably Pellegrino's Lucifer and I can't remember the name of the actor, but you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. Death were the most intimidating, believable, just well done, well written, and well acted villains in the show.
I hated when they killed off original Death and freaking replaced him with just a black
Billy
chick
comes
with
in.
sass.
God, yeah. Oh God, she was horrible.
Yeah, because the original guy, there was a gravitas. There was just something that this like deadpan, like low level threat emanating from him that it just was terrifying.
Well, just the opening scene where he first shows up, he gets out of his car, he's walking down, he bumps against somebody, and then he brushes his shoulder off and they drop dead kind of shit with that fucking ominous music playing. That was a brilliant introduction.
Oh, dear.
You know?
And of course, like when you get his first scene with Dean, it's like Dean is fucking scared shitless.
And he
doesn't know how to really handle this. And like you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen with Death, and he's just like, look, I know what you want, and I don't like what I'm doing with you. I am a powerful being, and I'm being leashed by a goddamn child. So get rid of him,
And he's like, why? Because I want to reap God at some point.
Well, he said he didn't say I want to. He said that at some point I'll even reap God because he's
because he asked him like how old are you? And he goes, old as God, maybe older. Neither of us can remember, but at the end I'll reap him too.
Unfortunately, then they didn't. They fucked him over.
Yeah, the only time they ever go back to that is when Cass was like pseudo God, and that didn't last.
Oh, I hated Cass as pseudo. God.
Yeah, and then all those mini reapers showed up, and they're all basically just angels.
Yeah. Anyways, bad time to place the comic in the worst season era.
Back to the thing. Came up with this is
uninterested,
dumb
completely.
idea. Yes, thank you. I knew this would be the reaction because we're all very familiar with Supernatural. I knew there'd be a reaction, but I had to show it because it popped up today. I'm like, well, there's a discussion topic. Oh man. So let me see. I think I got what's this one over here? Okay. We're gonna veer off slightly to this one now. I saw this, and this I'm not exactly sure how I feel about this next story here, where we've learned that the Mass Effect live action TV series is going to get the same production team as the Fallout live action series.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag.
Yeah,
because Fallout, it fucked with the lore, the actual production of the show is pretty solid. It looks good.
It's production team. I don't know. It feels like it's a nothing burger for me. It's more like who are you getting to do the writing part of it? You know.
I think we already know who's doing the massive writing. I think we've said that now. I'll go. Hang on, look it up. Give me a second here. I believe we've already had that revealed, and it did not fill me with enthusiasm. In fact, I believe I remember feeling dread. Mass Effect live action showrunner. I'm sitting in an angle, so my fingers aren't properly on the keys here. Showrunner is Doug Jung, who worked on Star Trek Beyond and on the Netflix series Mindhunter.
Ooh, I heard Mindhunter was actually kind of good.
I've heard good things about Mindhunter. Star Trek Beyond was kind of meh.
Let's see more. Do we have any let me see. Master of Live Action writers. Let me see if we have any writers yet. With Daniel Casey serving as an executive producer. That's not a writer. Casey, known for Fast and Furious saga stuff. That's it's so like Sam said, this is a bit of a mixed bag is the best word I think I can apply to it as well.
I think if you're talking like production team, you're talking like sets, costumes, that sort of thing. Like I don't really have an issue with this because I actually think that team did really good work on.
Yeah, it looked good. Fall looked good. Whatever issues people have with it, it did look good. But I still don't want the Mass Effect show to happen. I really don't, but it's going to.
It's like that monkey paw situation.
Yeah. It's like, oh look, you wanted more Dread. Well, guess what? Taika Waititi.
Jesus Christ! Yeah,
I know. It hasn't found a home yet. There is a hope. It hasn't found a home yet. It could fall
homeless.
through the cracks. It could be homeless in L.A. and fall through the cracks and maybe go away forever.
It's gonna fall looking for some crack.
But I mean, so yes, I just don't want this. And when it happens, I know I'm going to have to review it because I am very fluent in Mass Effect. So I still don't know what kind of story they can possibly do without butchering Shepard's story.
Yeah, I mean, the original story is already laid out there. There's no gaps that they can take advantage of to make a larger show. Yeah, that's exactly it. Would have to be prequel or sequel, and it's not Shepard, obviously. And I don't think people are interested in it, but
yeah, I mean, there are stories that I wouldn't mind them adapting within the Mass Effect world, right? Like the Human Turian War. I would love to see that, which takes place like 10 years, I think, before the first Mass Effect does, something like that. And or the thing with the genophage and the Solarians,
the Rachni War. I'd like to see the
Rachni War would be cool to see. When the Geth split off from the migrant fleet, or caused rather.
Well, they chased him off Rannoch. when they chased him off Rannoch. I mean,
And like there are stories that I think could be kind of cool because those are ones that you only got in dialogue options or in the
if they make it a history show, like the history.
But
they're not going to do that.
Yeah, we kind of know.
No, they're not.
We know what they'll do. They will go, okay, let's take the story of the games and we'll just do them, and you're left on wondering, okay, how much are you gonna fuck it up?
Here's the problem. If they're gonna do anything, they're gonna do a sequel. Why? Because we know from what they've been doing, they love to put member berries in, and so they're gonna try to shove every character.
They can't do that because the new game coming out. They can't.
You always say that. You always say they can't. No, they can. It'll be shitty, but they can.
No, I'm
Devil,
sure
I don't
there's
think
something
that's
in the
what
contract where they're not allowed to because the new game is
I don't
coming out.
think
With
But like I
they would
said, they're
do
gonna want to
Devil.
use member berries because they do in everything now. They're gonna want to put characters from the games in there so that they can sit there and go, look, it's
yes,
this
but that
character
wouldn't
you
be a
want
sequel.
to.
You're saying a direct sequel. They can't. They
No, I'm
literally
saying
cannot.
it's gonna be after the Mass Effect storyline, is what I'm saying. It's going to be after Mass Effect is done, that thing, and they're going to try to shoehorn in all those characters that somehow all the characters from Mass Effect just keep coming around and ending up in this next story so that they could sit there and memberberry sell you on this shit.
I
Because that's
don't
what they
think
do.
I would. I don't know. I feel like you're giving them a little too much creativity on that one. That
No,
especially when
I'm going off of what we've seen every fucking show do in the past 10 years.
I don't know about that. That's I think what they'll do is they'll just do a terrible variation of the original game story. Like, I don't think that they would do this like post like Mass Effect story thing and just member bury the characters when they could just fuck with the characters' lore and
I mean,
character
here-
traits directly.
it would be
I don't
much
think they
easier if they're going to do member berries or nostalgia baiting. It's much easier to do a story during the first three games, but not have it be the crew of the Normandy, but some other N7 team, and they will be crossing paths occasionally with Caspers. That is to me a much more realistic and within the realm of possibility thing, because then they're not necessarily breaking any what I probably think there are contract rules about you can't go beyond a certain point because we're making another game. And
That
I'm sure
could
EA
be.
has that in the contract. I'm sure they do.
That could be. I'll give you that they might play it from this is a different team, and like you said, they just somehow run into the Normandy's crew
Well,
over and
here's the
over
thing.
again.
Here's the thing.
But
Perfect window for that is the 2 years where Shepard's being rebuilt by Miranda and Cerberus, and the rest of the original crew of the Normandy got scattered to the winds. So it would be very easy to drop and also certain other members of the Normandy from Mass Effect 3 were also known to be doing stuff at that time too. So it'd be very easy to drop a team of heroes in there and have them crossing paths with Rex while he's pulling the Krogan clans to Tachanka, or go to Ilum and have Liara be their information broker, or run across Garrick on Omega under the Archangel guys. It'd be very easy for them to do that shit. And while that's cheap and lame, it doesn't necessarily break the order. Or I mean, perfect thing. They could interact with Liara. They're the ones Liara hired to get the information on where Shepard's body was being kept, because Liara was the one that finds Shepard's body and makes sure that Cerberus gets their hands on it. So there are stories they could tell that don't interfere with the main story, but I don't think they're smart enough to do any of that.
Well,
and it's a
they're not.
dangerous
They're
game.
not. I think the problem is they're gonna try to do the games, but they're gonna do them in their own way that like they want to
Black
spin the
femme shep.
flavor on it.
Black femme shep is what they do. Black gay femme shep.
They'll do it because it's like
Who's bald? Who's bald?
Yeah,
bud?
like-
bald.
yeah, they'll probably do something like that. Yeah, but because it's like did you guys see what Feige was talking about with Blade?
Yeah, you can't just have a guy in leather killing vampires.
Yeah, like
Kind of worked the first time.
yeah, like the literally said, "Oh, we just can't have the character be the character and do the thing that people expect him to do." That tells you so much with that statement. But you guys thought, "Oh, we can't just give you what you want. We got to come up with something else." It's like okay, you guys couldn't figure this out because clearly it was jumped from the go, and the actor himself was probably like, "No, we're not doing this. Fuck you." And so that's what I think it's going to be. Is like to them, it's like they can't just do, this event, this event, this event that doesn't fuck with the lore, or even just, hey, let's just do the games, like flat out, like no embellishments or whatever. It's like, I mean, Jesus Christ, you ask them to make you a peanut butter jelly sandwich, they're gonna like come at you with like fucking banana slices and shit.
They've never just straight one for one adapted the stories that people love. And, because, there's the fans of Mass Effect will watch it because they're fans of Mass Effect, and you'll bring in normies because it's a great story. They could do that, but they'll never do that. It's just like, remember the Assassin's Creed movie? They could have just adapted the first game as a freaking, and it would have done just fine. But instead, they came up with all this other crap and added a bunch of shit into it that made it a terrible movie. They're not good at doing just crossover and say, here's the story. It's all laid out for us perfectly. We'll add a little more dialogue or whatever, but otherwise we'll just, they never do that, which is why I would say, even though Adam's idea is 100%, I could see them doing that. Like you said, doing another
the least
team
damage.
or whatever.
It's
the
least damage, because in a story that's all about choices matter, all those choices were part of the history. You don't have any involvement in that, so you could get away without ruining the lore.
But that's the thing is, they're playing a risky game because we know that they'll want to have whoever they pick as their hero character. They're going to want to give them the hero moments and stuff. And I'm afraid they will step on Shep's hero moments and stuff by trying to make them bigger part of it than they need to be. They're going to be like,
what they might do is just looking at how they can possibly tackle this. The Halo treatment, the silver timeline treatment. Well, no, it's just this is our timeline. It's not the real timeline you played in the game. So of course things are going to be different.
I mean, I'll take that over this like Fallout. No, it is canon, and it completely fucks some things that have already happened in canon, but we don't care because it's our canon, and we own the thing now, which is what they did with Fallout.
Well, that's them being petty bitches about
Right.
Obsidian and Vegas, New Vegas. So those are being petty bitches.
There's a lot of pettiness with that. Like, them doing that. You had, I still fervently believe that the Lightyear movie was made out of pure pettiness against the Buzz Lightyear cartoon. They did that.
That was a good cartoon. That wasn't a bad cartoon.
Oh no, it was good. It was awesome. But the thing was, Pixar infamously did not want it to be made when Disney said, "Hey, we want to do a TV show off of like one of the Toy Story characters." Pixar said, "No, fuck you. We're not doing that." And Disney said, "Well, okay, I'll get someone else to do it." And then they did, and we got a good show out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I still believe that damn movie was made out of pure spite just to flip the bird.
That's holding on to that spite for a lot of years there. That's a lot of years to play that spite card.
I mean, it takes a certain amount of skill and fortitude to hold on to spite for so long, but it can be done. Trust me.
Hey, I've done it. I can say.
I mean, when you think about it, because the Buzz Lightyear show was meant to establish the world that made the Buzz Lightyear toys, and the movie was meant to be the supposed canonical reason that Andy bought a Buzz Lightyear toy, which is like tells you a lot.
Yeah.
I thought Buzz was a gift from his mom
I don't remember.
in the first movie.
Yeah,
don't remember.
it was a birthday present.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a while since I watched the first Toy Story movie.
Yeah, but that was like their reasoning, like why they made this movie. This was the movie that made Andy want to get a Buzz Lightyear toy, kind of thing.
Well, I guess gay parents and all that kind of shit will make any kid want to buy a Buzz Lightyear toy in a movie. Either way, so we have no idea when. I mean, Fallout Season 2 is already done. I believe it comes out later this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah.
It's either late this year or early next year. I forget which.
Let me take a look. I'll take a look because I'm curious because I covered the first one. And I don't know if I'm going to cover the second one as well. Then again, if it's something I can review, I really should.
I'll probably watch it because I didn't 100% hate the first season.
December.
Overall, like I got my gripes with it, but as just a straight television show, right? I really didn't mind it that much. There were a few things that were kind of dumb, but otherwise, I hate Maximus. Maximus is a bullshit character. I hate
Maximus was the worst thing. He was the worst thing.
I liked Lucy McClane. I thought she was fucking great, and I think really liked Coop, the ghoul.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: as somebody who's not a hardcore Fallout guy, I was generally okay with it. I think it would have been better on a weekly release because we would have had time to talk about everything. The lead ups would have been better and all that kind of stuff and the reveals. And also, I think if it had been a weekly release, it would have been better discussion instead of just, why don't you like this? It's a great show. Oh, I really hate it. Or people like us who are kind of in the middle. Yeah, it's an okay show. I didn't hate it. Not the greatest thing in the world, but I didn't hate it. And I like the things that they did with some of these characters. But, I mean, in the end, I guess I'm willing to give season 2 a chance because, granted, I'll be at a little disadvantage because I never played Fallout New Vegas, so I'll be a little bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah, see, I did. I'm actually so that teaser that they had at the end of the final episode where her dad's walking up to New Vegas in the power armor and all that shit. I'm actually really curious to see how they handle Mr. House. And the Legion should be there too.
Because they teased him in the boardroom and then in the flashback in the executive boardroom. I know that much.
Yeah, and he's he is New Vegas essentially. So like I'm curious as to how they handle that, and how they handle Caesar's Legion, or are they even going to be there?
Yeah, so probably not. So I'll be at a disadvantage, but I'll do my best to cover it from an objective perspective. Just like I kind of covered House of the Dragon. I have no idea what the fuck's going on, so I'm going to kind of be as objective as I can. But so
there's people with white hair, and they're all dicks, and there's some dragons, and there's stuff going on, and some people die, and other people don't die, incest. And everybody's just a jerk generally.
When you're not wrong in that line. I called everybody assholes for a lot of that review. Like, I hate all these people. I hate them all. They're all horrible people.
I'm just watching a bunch of people who appear to be related because they all got the same wigs on, be assholes, and there's some dragons in the background, and that's it. That's like the whole show, and I think that's a fair description of the show, considering I never watched it.
It is. You're not too far off, and you could get deeper details that all these people do horrible things to each other, and the dragons kind of suck, and there's not enough of the dragons.
Fucking Game of Thrones is just misery porn, so
Yes, it is, and that's why I hate. And I believe I said that during my reviews. About halfway through, I said, I think I realized why I hate this. It's misery porn, and I hate misery porn. So I realized that. I remember now. I realized about halfway through. Like this is why I hate this. It's killing me. But I finished it. I'm not doing season 3 whenever the fuck that comes out of House of the Dragon. I'm not. I don't care what happens. I'm not interested.
What if it gets really good in season 2?
Huh?
What if it gets amazingly good in season 2?
I mean 3.
3.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, have you reviewed season 2 yet?
Yes, I did season 2. Yeah, that happened like last year.
See, this is how you can tell I don't watch these shows.
I did it. I only did it because people said, Adam, we want to hear what you have. At the time, my audience said, we know you don't really like Germ. You don't like Game of Thrones, House of Dragon. So you're going to give an objective perspective on it in terms of you don't care. You don't like it, but you also don't care enough. So I was like, okay, I'll give you my straight down the middle objective review. I'm not going to be sucking its dick. And I did. And outside of a small handful of people, nobody cared what I had to say. So what'll have to happen is if and when season 3 comes out, it's not this year. So we think it'll be next year. I will have to be convinced by chat to say, okay, do you guys really want me to cover this? Because now I'm not going to be objective. I'm going to be annoyed and angry because after season 2, I do not like this show. I don't like it. It's well produced and well acted, but I don't like it. Although I do enjoy Matt Smith. I always enjoy watching Matt Smith. He is a good actor. But
who knows with these like video game adaptations? I mean, like Devil mentioned Assassin's Creed, and fucking I just heard that Netflix is still going through with their series.
It got confirmed last week. Yeah, problem is we don't know anything. They
Yeah,
don't have anything for it, nothing. And that means it's
and
27 at the earliest before we get that show.
yeah. And the thing is, I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do because, like,
Well, Jen and I talked about it yesterday, where essentially, if they're smart, they can. It doesn't matter what they do. If they're smart, they just make something up. Just pick a random place in the world in a random time and tell an assassin story against the Templars, because it doesn't have to fall into any of the original stories. That's the beauty of how it works. You can just drop anywhere and tell a story.
yeah. But
That's it.
But the problem of it is, I don't know. Like, sure, they could do that, like, obviously, but the thing is, the movie tried that to a degree, and like, when the movie could have tried to maybe adapt or at least do an attempt of adapting the first game, maybe to try something. They wanted to try to slot their like movie into the universe of the games without even kind of.
Yeah,
What-
I know. The movie was garbage.
Yeah, which was kind of a shame because
Yeah, but I don't
Michael
want them touching
Fassbender, man.
Boy, Ezio. Leave Ezio alone. Don't try and tell a story that was good. Don't ruin it. So I'm listen. We have no idea. The biggest takeaway of the whole announcement of the Assassin's Creed show is that there's no enthusiasm for it. There's none, because
because the franchise got beaten into the ground.
yes, nobody cares.
I mean, I think Bug and I have actually spoken about this before. I fucking lost all interest in that entire series after Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, damn, Assassin's Creed 3, man. Like, that was such a fumble.
I agree, but it was also the end of Desmond's story. There's no fucking point after that.
Well, it makes it even worse that, I mean, for me, as I've said in the past, I'm okay with it going on after that point, because I thought, okay, Juno's on the loose, all that kind of stuff now. But then after several games where Juno's hovering in the background, you see her a couple times.
Then you don't see her at all.
No, they took her out off camera.
Yeah.
In the comic.
Yeah, that like, which if you're only playing the games and you're just kind of sitting there going like, wait.
I did. I fired up Origins. I said, what happened to Juno?
Yeah,
Juno?
I did not even find out about the whole Juno thing till like I was watching some guy do a review CinemaSins thing on the games, and he goes, "Oh yeah, remember that godly character that they brought back in like the third game or whatever? Yeah, she died in a comic book." I'm like, what?
Yeah. As soon as I started playing Origins and I realized, okay, I'm not working to stop Juno, I went and looked up what happened. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was so pissed. But I was already locked in and I was playing the game, so I finished it out. And then I beat the base game for Odyssey, and I never finished the DLC, although Jed tells me to keep.
Yeah, no, I never did the DLC for Odyssey.
Well, not the first. Where Jed says that Jed has always told me that the Fave Atlantis DLC is fantastic. I have it. I got it on sale for like a dirt cheap price at one point. So I have it. I had played so many games back to back at that point. I was burned out and I couldn't play it anymore, and I'm still burned out.
I think for me, I think Odyssey had burnt me out a bit on it to continue playing that after the base game was done, because it was like, God damn, I'm trying to level up, and I'm doing all these tedious side objectives, and
I was way OP. I was OP. Nothing could stop me.
Oh yeah, but it was just like it felt like I had to change like weapons every 2 seconds. Like it was when they were really hard on the RPG paint. Like,
well, yeah. I mean, I was okay as an RPG player. Generally, I was fine with it, but I understand the distaste of having it not be an Assassin's Creed game anymore. And then it only got worse. Even though Valhalla was the biggest selling one of all time, it only got worse with that one. You're not even an assassin in that one. And then we know how it's gone since then.
You were not sure, they sort of peeled back a little bit on some of the RPG mechanics. The game was still it was still the shit from the RPG trilogy, And I didn't even bother with Shadows because it was like, you know what? I
Well,
don't.
before that, there was Mirage, which was actually a DLC for
Oh,
Valhalla, which they
yeah,
tried to make
Mirage
a real
was
game.
was shit.
Yeah,
Like
so I mean,
terrible gameplay, which sucks because like when I say like Assassin's Creed 3 was a fumble, it's because like you had
Connor
so much
sucked.
potential. Like, let's play the American Revolution. It's like, oh, okay, that's kind of a cool thing. And that first trailer where you see Connor running up into the fucking field of battle, taking on 20 goddamn redcoats. It's like, oh, I want to play that. That looks cool. I want to fight in the middle of a battlefield
yeah,
where
and then
cannons
you
and
actually
shit are
meet
going.
Connor, and you're like, oh.
Well,
Yeah.
it came out a couple years after the Patriot or something too, which so it's like really kind of like hell yeah, I'll run across the battlefield with a fucking hatchet, knocking redcoats' heads off.
Yeah, the thing is, like, once you get to the level that you're pretty sure the trailer was based off of, you don't actually get to do that. You're playing dodge the gunfire, and like it was ridiculous, and it's very restrictive. Like, you don't even get to go to one of the other cities until like halfway through the fucking game, and it's like while Connor's characterization was like, I've kind of grown to be like, I'm all right with it to a degree. It was like the game was a fumble, which was probably why everyone really liked Black Flag, because it was like, oh my god, it's something people like, and then it was like, oh, this is good, and then Unity happened, and that was like, god damn it. Which
I didn't love Unity. I just I was okay with it. I liked the second one. What was it called? After the last actual one.
Syndicate.
I like Syndicate.
I hated Syndicate.
I like Syndicate. I like the twins. They were fun.
I think for me, because Unity, while it was broken as fuck at launch, and when you patch it all up, I mean, I'd still say it was a competent, like, playable game that I think had probably the best combat system up to that time, because it was the right evolution of, okay, it's not just your simple Assassin's Creed press one button to counter kill a guy, it had that good mixture. And then Syndicate fucked all that up by making it like punch man 300 times and stab him 200 times because he's one level above you, bullshit. And then they just never followed through on any decent combat system, because after Syndicate they went to the RPG trilogy, and we all know how that went.
Yeah, I mean, well, I was okay with it, but they weren't. I can admit they weren't Assassin's Creed games. Although I don't like Origins in general, because Bayek is a
Me neither.
Bayek's a cuck. They should have just made it about Aya. I don't know why. Just Bayek is insignificant. She does everything.
The thing I hated about Syndicate is that you couldn't kill marks.
Yeah, I tried.
So-
I tried many times. I was like, why am I doing this? This isn't right. Fuck you. You call me bitches. Why are you making me save this man who has brought untold horror to the world for centuries?
Yeah.
I hated that. Yeah. But all right, since we're talking games, I got one more conversation starter. Since we are talking games, I came across this one, and I think it's kind of relevant the way we're talking about this right now. Out of these 4 blocks, what era would you want to go back to?
2000s.
Me, I'm looking at the 90s. Things
Yeah,
were
same here. 90s.
90s weren't complicated, man, and so many great games on. For me, I didn't have a 64, but I did have an SNES and a PS1. So many great games. So many fantastic games.
I have to go to the 2000s because the original Xbox was my thing, my jam.
Yeah. Arguably, the
GameCube
Sega
is in
Genesis
the 2000s.
bled over into the 90s, though, too.
And there is a little bleed over too. Like, it's not there, but the Sega CD is technically 90s.
Yeah, the
prior
Atari
to Genesis.
Jaguar is too.
Yeah. I don't know. I look at this and I just think there are so between the SNES and the PS1, there were so many great RPGs.
That's
That
what I'm
were
thinking.
fantastic.
I'll go 90s too. I think the 2000s would be good because of the GameCube and PS2. But yeah, I'll have to go 90s.
I still have some really, really great fucking PS1 games that I keep machines around that can play them for that specific reason, because those games were just awesome, and I do replay them occasionally. You know, the first Legacy of Kain game, and the second, I think, actually, the Suikoden 1 and 2 were both on the PS1. There were a lot of really great games. I have one of the very rare Diablo 1 console ports on PS1, right? Which, by the way, if you got 2 memory cards, super easy to duplicate items.
See, here's like why the 90s are going to win for me. Between the Super Nintendo and the PS1, you have Breath of Fire 1 through 3. Just incredible RPGs, way ahead of their time in terms of storytelling and job mechanics and character work and innovative gameplay. The Dragon DNA system in Breath of Fire 3, where you can mix and match to have Ryu transform different dragons. It was so good. Now, after that, the Breath of Fire games are all dog shit after that one. But 1 through 3, a fantastic trilogy of sorts.
If you have enough time to play through the whole damn thing, you have a Legend of Dragoon.
Yep.
Yes, one.
Oh man, I tapped out of that one in the third act of the game. I just was not having a good time.
It's a very big.
I had the same problem with that as I did with Final Fantasy VII, man. You get to a certain point where you got to switch discs, and something really bad happens to a character that I was really fucking attached to, and I really hated his replacement at first. So I quit playing for like 6 fucking months because I'm like, fuck this guy. He's not the same. Eventually, I went back and I played the rest of the game, and I loved it. But I was really, really fucking.
I wasn't enjoying the story, and I honestly, at the time, I did not like the gameplay of Legend of Dragoon. I just did not like the gameplay.
That was kind of an early example of the system that God of War kind of capitalized on, wasn't it?
I guess. I mean, it's been. I only played it the one time. I don't even think I owned it. I think I was renting it. I didn't own it. It was a rental. So
oh man, you'd have to rent it for so long. That's the way.
I had for like a couple of weeks, and I wasn't playing anything else, so that's what I was playing on. But because I'm pretty sure I didn't own it. I'm pretty sure because once I was done, did I own? I don't honestly, I don't remember. If I did own it, I bought it used. I didn't buy it new. If I did own it, it was used and not new, because I know that. Because that was a window where I was out of new games to play, and I really wanted something new. And everybody had been going, "Oh my god, Legend of Dragoon, it's so good, man! You got to play it." RPG people that I knew, I was like, "All right, fine, I'll give it a chance."
I loved the game personally. I thought it was great.
I mean, if it gets a remake, I'd probably give it another try. If they gave it the remake taste, just to like update the graphics and gameplay, I'd give it a shot.
It has one of the examples that I've always used Legend of Dragoon as an example of this, right? So every time one of your characters in your party transforms into a dragoon, right? There's this whole anime sequence where the music changes and there's lighting effects, and then it's like, oh, look at me, I'm all fucking Sailor Moon now. Anyway, the music that plays was so fucking hardcore in that game for the time that I just started referring to it as nut dropping music.
Meh.
And I still, to this day, will use that phrase, and I'm thinking of Legend of Dragoon when I say it.
Now, as a bit of something that is left off here, and I only realize it because I'm seeing the GIF replay over and over here. The Dreamcast is left off of this, and the Dreamcast should be included in this because that would tip some people's opinions. Because the Dreamcast has such a loyal following. That's such a very loyal following.
Yeah.
And where does that fall? I think it's I think it's 2000s, right?
It was the Dreamcast was Sony's attempt, I think, to compete with the PlayStation and the GameCube. Not so much
Sega,
Xbox, because they hadn't picked up Steam yet.
Sega.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Sony, yeah. I mean, it was Sega's last hurrah, is what it was.
Right.
Well, the problem with the Dreamcast is Sega did what they always did. They dropped their new one first. And it gave the others more time to adapt.
You know, it's funny is I don't think the other systems even measure up to the Dreamcast. Like, I don't think they ever did. I think that Sony fucking dropped the ball on the marketing, and you're right, they probably shouldn't have dropped this early because they gave the others more time to like build up steam and all that shit. But I don't think that any of them made a superior system to the Dreamcast.
That's, I mean, you're right. That's not what I meant. I mean, in terms of overall, what's the word I want? Localization, library, marketing, all that kind of stuff. Because the localized library for the Dreamcast was dog shit. People did not get even a fraction of the games that Japan had when Sega dropped them in Japan. And then the marketing for the PS2 was one of the greatest marketing campaigns of that era to get everybody hyped up for it. And then, of course, being a DVD player was just brilliant. And then Microsoft says, here, we're going to put our dick on the table and we're going to join the fun too. And we're going to give you a mini PC on for your home. And you go back in time, the Genesis came out before the SNES and the N64, and in the end, both the SNES and the N64 ate Genesis lunch.
Unfortunately, yeah. And again, you're 100% right about that. And I still think the Genesis was the better system.
I had it. I had one. Yeah, it was my first one.
That's what I thought. The Dreamcast actually came out in '98. That's what I thought. So it was the late of '90s, but it was still the '90s.
Yeah. Okay. So the Dreamcast, if you put that in the '90s, then that counts. That I think for a lot of people that would bolster the desire to go back to the '90s even more.
Yeah. Solidify it.
Yeah, because they also don't. I mean, because remember, in the '90s, also Sega dropped the Saturn too soon. And then Sony decided to play the game and said, "Oh, here we go. Here's the PlayStation 1," which I think in the end, the PS1 was a superior console to the Saturn in terms of both ability and library. The Saturn's library was mostly dog shit. Hell, I mean, the Saturn is what taught me the lesson: don't buy a console for a single game. Because I bought it originally for. Hang on a second. Let me freaking USB thing. Hang on. The Saturn. As soon as I get this back up, because I'm going to do this on my background now. It's retarded, stupid fucking USB drive thing. My arm always hits it. The Saturn released originally the Lunar remakes were for the Saturn. And I said, oh, Lunar Remake, yes, I'm going to get a Saturn for this. Now, I bought a few other Saturn games, but I bought it primarily for Lunar Superstar Story. And then what happens? They cancel it because the Saturn was dying. And then luckily it went to the PS1, but at that point I already had a PS2. So I played it on my PS2. But point is, that taught me the lesson, don't buy a console for one game. And the Saturn did not last too long after. Saturn had great games. I mean, the Dragon Force games are outstanding RPGs, but they made the same mistake. What the hell? Why is it on? What the hell? It's not the right background. What the hell? There we go. Jeez. I don't know why I did that. I must have hit something on it. Anyway, lost my train of thought with that. Oh yeah. So Sega always made the era of coming out first, and in the end, it bit them in the ass too many times. That's always been my theory.
I think the last time that was successful for them was when they the Sega CD attachment came out, and they were among the very, very first of console platforms to include a ROM drive. And they were ahead of the game on that, and they did very well on that one. But I think that was probably the last time they dropped something that, or before anyone else did, where they profited more than the others did.
And I know this is perspective, this is opinion, but for me, the Sega libraries were never as good for me and my gaming tastes as Nintendo and then later Sony.
There are 850 easily findable titles for the Sega Genesis that are available in the United States. And they have a game library.
I said to my tastes, though. To my tastes. That's why I prefaced it when I said that. I'm aware. Dude, remember, I lived in the era where Toys R Us existed. You walk down the aisle, the massive wall of games. One side is the NES, the other side is the Genesis, and then eventually it's the SNES and the Genesis. I'm aware there were plenty of games. They just were never my taste overall. Primarily the fact that Genesis had a crummy RPG catalog, and that's what I wanted to play as a kid. Once I got going as a gamer, so. And I remember I said it. Genesis was the first console I ever bought with my little kid money. I between holiday gifts and doing odd jobs, I managed to collect the $200 to buy a Genesis for myself, and I did. And I thought I would play Altered Beast forever.
Dude, Altered Beast is a fucking great game.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. When I got my NES, I thought I'd play Mario forever. You know,
Right.
It's like I could play this game forever.
Well, you know what's funny is so and I think this is available on PS4 still on the PlayStation Network, but I picked up this it's basically like the Sega Mega Drive, but in digital format and all that, and Altered Beast is in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's also got Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic Spinball, Sonic and Tails, Sonic and Knuckles, Vector Man 1 and 2. It's got I can't even remember everything that's in it. It's got a lot of shit.
Altered Beast is one of those games that you could totally see them doing like a new version of, and it working out real well.
Oh yeah,
the concept of it just is cool.
It's got Shining in the Darkness, Shining Forces 1 and 2, I think, are on there.
Yeah, I tried those games. I could never get into that franchise. I had Shining the Holy Ark was the last one I ever tried, and I just
yeah, I can't remember the entire fucking lineup off the top of my head. I think some of the Golden Axe games are on there too.
Oh, I love Golden Axe.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Red Warrior.
It's pretty cool. It's also got Toe Jam and Earl. For those of you who remember Toe Jam and Earl,
fucking Toe Jam and Earl. Oh God. I mean, I played it. I never owned it. Somebody else had it. We rented it. It's just like that was the era of, hey, maybe this will be our mascot.
Yeah, they were also getting endorsements from 7-Up at the time, which is why that's actually a thing in the game.
Yeah, the little red, the red, getting the red chips, the 7-Up chips. I remember that.
Yeah,
the dot. Yeah, it's like, man.
But yeah, no, there's a bunch of fucking titles from that era on there that are, fucking worth it for the nostalgia alone.
Well, you go back to that point. That's the original console war, the Genesis versus the NES/SNES.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the real console war.
And if we're being honest, like 90% of the most popular games on either console was available on the other one too at certain points.
There was definitely some cross-platform. You're not wrong.
The only reason that a lot of kids my age, right, went Genesis instead of NES was because you didn't have to have special fucking permission to have blood in Mortal Kombat.
Yep, I remember that. Now, I didn't particularly care about that because the only reason I bought Mortal Kombat on the SNES was so that I could practice at home and then go play in the arcade without having to spend money to play in the arcade to practice.
Shit, I bought it so I could watch little digital people die, man.
I wanted to go to the arcade and kick ass. So I bought it, and I even bought a whole special joystick pad. And I remember it was when I was living in Fairhaven in New Jersey. I had this whole thing. I bought it. I hooked everything up, and I even created a stack of boxes and books so I could stand while playing it and simulate me in the arcade. And that's what I would do. I would practice at home, and then I go to the arcade and kick people's asses. That's how obsessed I was. Wanted to be good at it. So I didn't care that it didn't have blood. I just wanted, it was still the same game. I just wanted to practice so I could go be good in the arcade.
I had
the people I never knew.
My dad had this farmhouse in rural Colorado at the time, and that was where I had to keep my consoles at because my mother was very much against, video game time. So I'd have to go to my dad's place to play them and all that. And so there wasn't an arcade anywhere near there, man. It was like it was a sheep farm and a cornfield. That's what we had for neighbors. So,
let me be clear. My arcade was a hobby shop called Hobby Masters in Red Bank, New Jersey. They had essentially 5 arcade machines in there, and that was it. That was my arcade. I'm not talking about going to the big fancy arcades. That was my arcade that I went to.
Mine was a pizza place.
So, so when I was playing these kinds of games, I was doing it either with friends who were, over or just basically by myself and all that stuff. So I was much more into the console versions at the time. Like it took a while to convince him to do it, but I eventually got my dad to buy me the console version for Primal Rage. You remember that one?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love that fucking game, man. I do. And especially games like Road Rash 2 and Road
Oh, I
Rash
love
3.
Road Rash.
Yeah, I
It's
wasn't
so
into
much
driving
fun.
games. I wasn't into those games.
These aren't just driving games, my man. These are
Combat
special.
dri- all right,
People
combat
with
driving
bats and
games.
bars.
You
knocking
can
the
push
fuck
cops
off the
into
road.
oncoming traffic.
You know what? Those were not my types of games.
And the soundtracks to them were great. Fucking, because it was all like this rock and roll kind of.
And if you were in the
music.
right track, you could die by running into a bear.
Okay.
I love those games, man. I love them. I'm not much for racing games either, but the Road Rash ones hold a special place in my heart. I played the shit out of them when I was a kid.
And see, I mean, I played because I was neutral territory. I had all the consoles. I had, like I said, I had both SNES and I mean, I remember I bought the Genesis and I was fine with it. And then after football practice one day, my mom said, "Here, let's go get you that Super NES you want." I'm like, "Okay." And then, I still did get a few Genesis games here or there, especially when the Sega CD came out. I got CD stuff. I was mostly Super Nintendo, and because I had the subscription to Nintendo Power, I would constantly have Nintendo Power show me all kinds of things. So I would like rent games for the Super Nintendo and use Nintendo Power to play them and all that kind of stuff. So that was it was much easier for me to get into Nintendo games, and also at that point, Square, what was then Square Soft, started putting out all their legendary RPGs, and that's when I realized I love role playing games, and I'm just going to play these games forever and ever. And I just eventually stopped purchasing Genesis games and bought only SNES games because there were no RPGs for me on the Genesis. There were some, they just weren't ones I enjoyed really that much. So, like Sword of Vermilion. Somebody said to me, "Dude, this game's great," and I got it, and I hated it. Although the best Genesis game RPG was Phantasy Star 4. That was an epic fucking game. Phantasy Star 4 was incredible. That was the first game I ever spent $80 on. That was $80.
I think some of the early Phantasy Star games are also in that mega bundle.
Well, that's one of those franchises that evolved. I never played another Phantasy Star game. I just jumped right into 4. So I had like no knowledge of any of the story and Dark Force or all that kind of stuff. I knew nothing, but it was still a fantastic game, a lot of fun. And when I beat it, I felt very good about myself because that was a rough fight in that game, the final game there. That was rough. But yeah, and I think one of the things that's appealing about the '90s is it's all analog. None of that shit's connected to the internet. The games came out and they were complete and they were good or bad.
Yeah, kids, we used to have these things called memory cards that you saved your shit onto.
Yeah.
And that was after the disc things. Before that, you could save it directly to the cartridge.
Yep.
Yeah, but you had to blow on it to get it to work. You know,
That was just the NES.
NES never had to. People who say they blew on their SNES cartridges, they're fucking liars. SNES cartridges always work. Bullshit. Only on the NES.
They fixed that bug in the next generation.
Well, the top-down loading is the thing. The pins lined up much better with the top-down load.
Never had that problem with Genesis either.
Yeah, I never had that. I didn't. It
Or
was only
64.
the NES. It was only the NES that had that problem. And it was the design of the box is what it was, essentially. The pins didn't look.
I mean,
I
I had one NES that was so busted up that not only would you not have to blow on it every time, but you'd have to actually because the platform itself was jacked up on the inside, I'd have to wedge a second cartridge in there to hold the first one down in place.
Jeez. See, I only ever had out of all my 80s and 90s consoles, I only ever had one of each. My original NES, it stood the test of time until high school when I essentially stole a copy. I rented a copy of Dragon Warrior 3 from a Kroger and just never returned it. And that was like the last game I ever played. This is like 94. my my original NES, and it was still working at that point. Sometimes I had to fight to get the game to work, but it would work. And then the NES, the SNES, my Genesis, of course, my original Genesis, the one right here. We're talking 1.0. It's in my closet right now, attached to a second gen Sega CD. I've shown you guys that before. It's still probably still works. Yeah. And my NES and my SNES, until I sold it on eBay like a dumbass during freshman year in college because I thought I could make a quick buck. It was working fine too. No problems. No problems.
Well, hell, on the 80s deal there, they've got an Atari 2600. I have one of those and it still works. It's in perfect fucking condition. I got 60 cartridges, 2 working fucking joystick controllers, and all I required to adapt it to modern televisions was a $10 fucking adapter I bought at Radio Shack. That's it.
There you go. They made shit to work back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as opposed to, and I'll say it, my original PS1, the only one I ever had, by the end of its lifespan, it wasn't working anymore. It didn't want to work. I'd be sliding little optic sensor around in there and trying to do all fancy to make it work. It at one point it didn't want to work anymore.
Yeah, if you got the fucking the laser off track, it kind of fucked it pretty much forever.
Yeah, and so it was done. Fortunately, the PS2 came out and everything was fine. Now I've gone through several PS2s, both in terms of actually accidentally breaking them, or a couple of them did crap out. The current one I have in my closet is a used one I bought at some point. It's not even remotely my original one, but yeah, I had to use GameCube at one point. I had to use Xbox. Had to use Wii. Never had that particular DS. I had a couple different Game Boy Advances, but never had that one there.
You want to hear something kind of funny? So you know how my PS handle, and this is not me doxing myself. I don't give a shit who knows this. It's Willard 82. Right. The reason it is because I bought my first PS3 secondhand from another guy, and that was his handle, and I just never bothered to change it with that. And now I'm stuck with it, where I'm gonna have to reset all of my fucking trophies.
Yeah, at that point it's like, oh fuck no, I'm not losing my trophies.
Yeah, I've been through 3 generations of PlayStation since then, so I'm kind of stuck with Willard 82 at this point.
I thought you were just a big fan of the movie Willard, the guy that
the guy I bought that from, that was his middle name. And he was born in 82. So
that's such a weak reason to make your handle your middle name.
I know. That's so
a little sad.
Yeah, and by the time I realized I could change it, like I had to go and get in contact with fucking Sony of America and all that shit. I was like, yeah, I need help resetting this password because I no longer have access to this email, and because it wasn't mine.
Yeah.
And they were just like, oh yeah, we can help you with that. And by the time I got into a position to do that, I'd already accumulated so many trophies that I couldn't bring myself to fucking start over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I think I had a slightly similar situation, but I didn't really give much of a fuck about trophies. To be honest, I wasn't really a trophy hunter. Because I think when I got my PS4, I had it. It was like the Bat 309 because I was a Batman fan. I just wanted to pick some name there, and then eventually I wanted to rename it because this was sort of right around the time I was getting online a lot more and playing with friends, and I'm like, well, I kind of want to change the name up, but anytime I thought about it, it would say, well, the name, you change your name, it might fuck with the hard drive, in the memory of your games. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And I did not bother changing it long until I got a fucking PS5 and I could safely change it without worrying.
I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a trophy hunter either, but I do like getting my trophies, and I would be like, yeah, you know what? I'm not giving up over almost 20 years of trophy hunting at this point. I'm not doing that.
I really wouldn't have considered myself one either. I just kind of got them, and now I definitely can't do it because I've got 3,200 of them. But
yeah, I mean, I don't want to. I what is my score right now? I'm not a mega score. I mean, I can count on probably 2 hands, maybe take 3, the amount of platinums I have. But I've got combined maybe between 25 and 3,000. So 2,500. I think that's how much I have. Let me look once. Now I need to look.
Yeah,
God,
I don't actually have all that many platinums. I think I've got, I don't know, somewhere between 8 and 10 myself, but because some of them are a bitch and I have to get, but
yeah, let's see. I've
I'm
got
curious now too.
oh, my total is 3,193. Okay.
Nice.
I've got 16 platinums out of
Oh shit, yeah, you got me beat there, I think.
yeah. Well, I mean, when I go for a platinum, it's essentially I'm not a hardcore platinum hunter, but it's like, okay, can I realistically get this, play this? And if I can, then I go for it. I mean,
Right.
it'll be 17 soon because I just need to go back and get a couple more trophies on Expedition 33. But so if I generally do it if I can. I mean, the bulk of his course, the bronze. I've only got 131 golds, 617 silvers, but my rank is only 312. But I'm proud of my achievement. I'm close to
I'm right there alongside you, man. I got 311 is my rank, 3,186 total, 10 platinums, 135 golds, 654 silvers, and 2,387 bronze.
I'm actually about to. I'm 88%. I'm gonna level up to the next level soon. So
Yeah.
hey, you go me. Oh yeah, but I like I said, I'm not a platinum hunter, but I do like getting them. It is entertaining to get them. It feels good
It's
to get
satisfying.
one. Yeah, I mean, we've been streaming Dark Tide and Space Marine 2, and suddenly out of nowhere, we're playing Dark Tide. It's like, oh, you got a trophy. I go, oh, I got a trophy, and it feels good. I like it. The little sound is so satisfying. It's yay, I accomplished something. It feels good. It just happens. I'm just playing the game and it happens.
What's funny is the last 3 games that I platinumed are all Souls or Souls-like.
Well, you've got a new addiction. That's why.
It's the Jedi Survivor, Platinum, Bloodborne, and Elden Ring.
Oh, man.
I also Platinum Maneater, though, for those of you who like games where you play as a shark and you eat tourists. That game's fucking great, by the way.
I remember when that game came out. I think we talked about it when it came out. Yeah, right now, like I said, my next platinum will probably be Expedition 33. Just when I go back and get those last couple trophies, they're going to be very hard. Eventually I'll platinum Lunar Remaster Collection. I'll play it enough times it'll happen. And after that, we'll see what happens on the next ones. You never know what's going to happen. You have to get obsessed with the game. Like when I got Mass Effect Legendary Edition, I knew as soon as I put it in, I was going to get a platinum on every. I was going to platinum that. I knew that was going to happen. It was going to. It had to happen. But then there are ones like I don't have it installed anymore, but I was working on it before I switched to another game. Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven. I was actually trying to get that platinum. I was working towards it, but I've been since distracted to other games. So sometimes you do get that itch to beat this one, and you don't do it. But
I think my first was Assassin's Creed 2, way back in the day.
Oh yeah, I almost did too. The original. Here's how much I tried to. I got all of the feathers.
Oh wow! I didn't even try that.
I got all the feathers. The one that was
to help Mama. Had to make Mama feel better.
The one that was
I didn't like my mama that much.
The one that was elusive for me was the one where the courtesan one where you had to spend so much money on courtesans. It took me forever to figure out that you have to use them as distractions for guards, right? You can't just you throw money at them or whatever, but yeah, you have to throw a certain amount of gold coinage at these fucking hookers in order to get the trophy.
And see, I was trying to get that. What pissed me off is when I finally got to Unity. This is back in the day when they tied the trophies to online play.
Oh,
and motherfucker, I don't want to play co-op for fucking Unity. I'm a solo player. I'm a PvE player. I was like, sorry, you're never going to get it. So when I saw that in some of those games, I said, yeah, I'm not even going to try. I'm not trying to get these trophies.
Yeah, they still do that with a fair number of games, by the way.
Yeah, but then they closed the servers for Unity. It's like, oh, you're fucked. So good.
Yeah.
Have a nice day. Anyway, all right, we're 2 hours in, so I feel comfortable wrapping it up. Our discussion topics took us the distance, so I feel good about that. Let's go on the horn, pitch our wares, and we'll go to bed. So, Devil, I'm tired.
Check me out on Make Me a Sandwich on Wednesdays, and then after that, I will be on Sam's channel and the pub on Fridays.
Okay, Sam.
So this is going to be an interesting week.
Yeah,
really, really want to do more Lies of P gameplay, but I don't think I have time because I'm also working on something for this Saturday that is going to probably take up most of my time and a lot of my patience. I'm putting together a special thing because this Saturday is the 150th episode of Screaming into the Void. It should be fun. I'm hoping we have a full panel, and we're going to be doing the EFAP thing, so it will be a long show. The chosen piece will be the God Makers. For those of you who are not familiar with it, it's a propaganda piece. It's very anti-Mormon, and it's kind of hilarious, and it's got like Ralph Bakshi style animation to it. So it came out in like 1982, and we're gonna take that apart piece by piece, scene by scene. So for our 150th episode, so that's kind of a big deal.
Nice, nice.
And otherwise, Abyssal Musings on Friday, pub on right after that. And if Amir goes live, I'll be over on her channel as well. So,
all right. And Bug, and yes, I do have your thing here. So pimp your wares.
Oh yeah. So I just usual shenanigans here and there. Gonna be on Mellow Mondays, Ballbusters, maybe stuff like pregame, sandwich, the pub, whoever will have me. Find me on the usual Twitters and the YouTubes. All that fun. Also trying to make a comic book, and here's art of various characters in that book, because I just want to get people excited, and nothing makes them more excited than seeing a bunny girl with giant thighs.
Yeah,
I've learned.
Mommy.
Yeah, I'm learning what characters do really well when I debut them.
Hey, listen, the bunny chick from My Hero. I do thanks to her, man.
Yeah, I've had people make some comparisons, and I'm like, yeah, there were inspirations, although mine's slightly different.
Well, yours isn't yours is still a human being. It's not a mutant. Which
is your bunny chick more inspired by the one that chased Dermy off in Vegas?
When I first showed that image up in the Ballbusters chat, I forget who it was. Might have been Gal. Said like, "Oh Jesus Christ, why would you post that in there? You're trying to scare Derby."
Anyway, all right, excellent, and you just let us know as always when that's going to be coming around.
Yeah, when that drops, I'll be doing even more shameless advertising.
All right. As for me, every Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, come back here for the Daily Dive, the Double D's, where I basically turn the show over the chat for about 80% of it, and they make me suffer. We do have a lot of fun there. I appreciate everybody's support on that. Tomorrow is Tuesday. I want to finish Lunar, and there's a good chance we will. But then I'm also, I feel as though I'm not doing a well enough service to everybody for gaming. I feel like the RPGs, while some are enjoying it, it's not really engaging. I'm enjoying it. People enjoying, but I feel like I'm doing it more for me in a sense than you guys. So why am I doing it publicly when I could do it privately for myself? So we're gonna look to maybe shuffle some things around. I'll take suggestions on the types of games you guys want me to play once or twice a week, aside from the regular co-op we do on Saturday nights. But rest of the week, where it's Fantastic Four week, so we are gearing up for that at the end of the week. I'm sure I've seen people who are already going to see it tonight, in fact. So any day, it may be out there in the ether and with a spyglass. Take a peek. I'm hoping to get my review out early Friday morning or the very latest Friday afternoon, so that I can get it out there before the giant channels get their thoughts out there, so I can pretty much say, yes, these are my thoughts. No one influenced what I said. So it's Fantastic Four week. It's the conclusion to the July box office rumble. So I'm actually excited. I want to review it. I want to break it down and have it be as bad as it is, considering that they had to film the last parts of it on set on Doomsday. So, yeah, that's a thing. It happened. So other than that, Saturday night drive-in, we're doing the Thomas Crown Affair with Pierce Brosnan and Rene Russo, not the Michael B. Jordan and dumb chick from Andor, who apparently signed on today because the other Indian chick dropped out, not the DEI version they're going to make very soon, the good remake of it. So we'll be talking that on Drive-In this weekend with Jed. Roundtable will be Roundtable. We'll be talking more box office, and then we'll be back here next week, hopefully for another Mellow Mondays, unless Act of Gods happen, and we'll do that. So thank you everybody for joining us today. We enjoy your company. We're glad you're here with us. We hope you had a good time. Best way to do that is hit that like button, subscribe to channels, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, everybody, take it easy.
Bye.